Brooke Schaefer. She's live in Hugoton, Kansas, trying to sort all of this out tonight. Brooke, why is everyone being so secretive when there are 2 women missing and endangered?
Yeah, it's definitely not something that I think we were expecting when we came here. We were expecting, you've got 2 moms missing. They've been missing since Saturday. And we were really hoping to talk to the families. I can say I've talked to the aunt of Veronica. I talked to her on Facebook yesterday, and she was very kind and responding to me, but she told me that they've been asked not to talk, or that she couldn't talk until she got permission from investigators. And today we've been sort of just walking around here in Hugoton, Kansas. It's a very, very small town. Only about 3,000 people live here, a little bit more than that. But so it's a town where everybody knows everybody. And we've just been walking into shops, Ashley, and talking to people here. And everybody knows these 2 women. Some people have been willing to chat with us off camera, but other people have kind of pushed us away, even family members of some of these women. I think really a lot of it comes down to there's a lot of fear here. There's a lot of concern. Nobody really has any answers as to where these 2 moms are.
You know what? Can I ask you, because I'm looking at the scene behind you, Brooke, and normally when we do stories like this, an intrepid reporter like you will show up and there'll be yellow ribbons on the street lamps and there'll be all sorts of vigils, and I'm seeing a completely desolate street scene behind you. And I have heard, and you'll have to, disabuse me of this if I'm wrong, I've heard that you were not treated particularly well. And that shocks me, because I would think that everybody would be clamoring for media attention to help find these women, find their neighbors.
Yeah, I heard that they did have a vigil earlier this week. I want to say on Monday, one of the churches out here had a vigil. And some shops down here have the sign, the missing poster with the pictures of these 2 women and their information on it. But yeah, we went into a shop of a relative of one of these women, and they kind of were just like, nope, no media. And, like I said, to a degree, I do understand it, right? I mean, there's a lot of fear, there's a lot of concern. And if investigators are saying, hey, hold off on chatting with the media, they probably don't want to do anything to potentially damage the case, right? I think really so much of it comes down to there is a lot of concern here, a lot of worry about where these women are. But beyond that, too, Ashley, I was talking with the woman a few doors down from here. This is Veronica's shop, by the way, shop here sort of downtown Hugoton, Kansas. So I talked to a woman in a restaurant just a couple doors down. She said that Veronica would come in all the time for lunch or dinner to grab some food. And she said, we're really concerned because we're not really getting a whole lot of information. And she's like, I'm a mom. I've got kids. I drive these roads all the time. They're very rural, desolate areas. Your cell signal's going in and out. She's like, do I need to be worried? So, today when we talked to investigators and we got that update that they suspect foul play, I called investigators right away to try and figure out, what was that evidence that you found in the car? They couldn't answer that. But beyond that, too, can you give us any information? Because we've got people in this town who are worried, rightfully so.
What was the connection between Veronica, the younger mom, going to get her kids, and Jillian, the older woman? What's the story between them?
Yeah, so first when we got here, we talked to Veronica's pastor. He told us that the 2 were really more acquaintances than friends. That's what had been reported initially, that they were friends in the car. He said really they're more acquaintances. So we digged into that a little bit more. And from what we are told from people here in town, Jillian worked for DCF, and she was an approved person who could go along for these supervised visits. So that's what she was doing in the car as they were going to go visit Veronica's children.
Okay, then the other thing I'm surprised at, Brooke, and I've got a lozenge in, so I apologize to the viewers, but Veronica is remarried. She's got a current husband. And I would have, again, thought that if your wife is missing, you are taking to the microphone anyone who will hear your plea to help find my wife. But I haven't seen hide nor hair of him. What's his story?
Yeah, we talked to a couple people again here in town. We've just really been kind of going door to door trying to get some information from people. And we heard from one woman that it was Veronica's husband who really kind of sounded the alarm that, these 2 women didn't come back into town when they were supposed to, and he got really concerned. And according to this one woman here in town, she said that Veronica's husband was the one who started sort of driving that route, trying to find them. And apparently he's the one who found their car just abandoned on the side of the road. But yeah, pretty quiet from the family. We're not really hearing a whole lot from them other than,
Brooke?
you know, they've had some posts on social media. Yeah.
So speaking of that car, real quickly, just 30 seconds left here. The evidence
Yeah.
that indicates
Oh,
foul
yeah.
play. I know the police aren't saying what it is, but is there talk out there of what the heck was in that car that made them say foul play?
There is definitely talk. The rumor mill is definitely going. Again, small town, everybody knows everybody. From what I'm hearing from people here in town, they've heard that there was maybe blood around the abandoned car. Again, we have not been able to confirm that information on our own because police aren't releasing that. I even pressed him. I asked that exact question today. I said, we're hearing there was maybe blood. Is that the evidence? So far, investigators aren't saying.